Hey guys, welcome to our Valentine's Day brunch. These videos are always so popular on my channel, so I decided to do another one this year, put together a Valentine's Day brunch to share with you guys, and I will be leaving links for some other Valentine's Day brunch and brunch ideas in the description box down below, as well as in the end cards on the screen at the end of this video if you are looking for some more ideas. Before I get into the brunch though, I wanted to share how I did the backdrop with you guys because I used a very similar idea in a previous Valentine's brunch video and you guys have been asking for a tutorial on it, so hopefully this helps. You'll need construction paper. Of course, I'm using red here. You'll also need some string or ribbon. I'm using this shiny red rope one, a stapler, and either a paper cutter or scissors. And I'm gonna be cutting about 1-inch wide strips of the construction paper. I just feel like using a paper cutter helps get the paper edges neater than I could probably do by hand. Plus, it's a lot quicker, and this backdrop is time consuming enough as it is to make. So the concept is just to make the hearts line up with your paper strips with the edges facing down like this, staple them, and then fold the edges down around to each side and staple the bottom. You make a little paper heart shape like this, and you're going to want to use pieces of paper that are cut about 1 inch wide and about 6 inches long or so. So that's a basic heart, but then if you want them to all be connected like I did for the backdrop, then go ahead and before you staple the top one ends together here, take 2 other pieces and line them up as well. So there's 2 pieces of paper on each side of the string. You'll have 2 pieces that are facing upward on the inside, touching the string, and outside of those pieces, you'll have the ones that are curled around and facing downward to make the top of that heart. So the inside pieces will go up to make the next heart, and the outside 2 pieces we're going to fold down to make this heart look like I just showed you. Just continue doing this. It is a bit time consuming, but it gets faster as you go, and it makes a beautiful, unique, and very inexpensive backdrop. So I've been really working at making healthier eating a big priority and goal for this year. However, anytime that we get together with the family and have brunch, the kids always have pancakes at the top of their list for what they would like to eat for brunch. And so I was thinking what I wanted to do for like a Valentine's Day themed brunch. The first thing I was thinking of was doing something red. You could do red velvet pancakes or color things red. Right away I was like, I don't really want to do that. If you guys have ever colored cookie dough or pancake batter, anything like that, and tried to color it red, then you probably know what I'm talking about. It takes quite a bit of red food coloring in order to get a really nice red color. And so I just wanted to do something that would be healthier. So I came up with 2 solutions. The first one would be to just make heart-shaped pancakes, and I will leave a link down below for a batter dispenser that's going to help you be able to draw out the shape of like a heart on your pan, and it's great for making like perfect little circle pancakes or maybe X's and O's. If you're trying to go for a color, which is what I wanted to do, and you'd like to make them a little bit healthier, get a couple beets, 2 of them, and I just peeled them, cut them up maybe 1-inch cubes, and then I put them into a little saucepan with a little bit of water in the bottom and basically just kind of let them simmer and steam in there until they were soft. I basically had them on low heat for several hours throughout the evening, and then I just cooled them off and put them in the fridge overnight. And then the next morning when I was ready to make my pancakes, I put them into the blender. You could use a food processor, a blender, and I just threw them in there and pureed that with the liquid and all of it, and it basically made like almost like a thick applesauce but out of beets. And that's all it is beets and water. And so I'm going to be using that to help color my pancakes and add a little extra nutrition as well. So to do this, all I did was adapt the regular pancake recipe that I have. It's very simple. This is just a recipe that I kind of have adapted over the years and just what I have memorized whenever I make pancakes. This is the recipe that I'll pretty much go off of. And all you'll need to do is combine a cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 egg. You could also add a teaspoon of vanilla extract if you want. That's totally up to you. I normally use a cup of milk, so I'm going to be using the vanilla almond milk today, and instead of 1 cup, I'm just going to do about 3/4 of a cup or so and substitute out that extra 1/4 cup of milk and replace it with the pureed beets. What I decided to actually do when I was measuring it, a 1/4 cup didn't look like quite enough, and since the beets are not really as liquidy as the milk, you can really get away with. I used a heaping quarter cup, so I think it was, if I had to guess, I would say it's closer to like 1/3 of a cup. And I put that into my mixture and then just whisk the whole thing up and go ahead and combine all of that, and you have your pancake batter. So I have the griddle already hot. You can put some butter on there or nonstick spray if you want to do anything like that. I used a little bit of a butter substitute on here, and then I just scooped my batter on, and this color was absolutely amazing, you guys. I feel like there's just no way to get such a bright, incredible pink. This was absolutely beautiful. So on the downside, unfortunately, the color doesn't stay this bright as the batter cooks. I don't know, it lost a lot of that pink color. So I was a little disappointed with that, although if you guys have used red food coloring and tried to do red pancakes before, you've probably noticed a similar effect, that when you have butter on your pan or anything like that, the pancakes still take on a little bit of like a golden brown hue, and this did the same thing even with the beets. The best way to be able to keep a little bit more of the color to the pancakes is to actually cook them at a lower heat for just a little longer time, and that way the butter doesn't really brown and crisp on the edge of the pancakes. But it's up to you. You can give it a try as you go and see how it works. This recipe that I just shared with you guys will make about 8 medium-sized pancakes. So anyway, even though it was a little disappointing, the color didn't stay quite as amazing, and wow, that bright pinkish red color, I was still really happy with this because I felt like it was a great way to get the kids to eat beets with their breakfast, which I know they would not otherwise have wanted to eat. I also did a yogurt parfait bar on here. Now, if you guys saw my fall brunch video where I did a oatmeal bar with the toppings, that turned out so cool. I know a lot of you guys might have seen that video. We had so many fun toppings in there. If you guys want to go back, again, I'll leave the link for that one down below as well. There's a lot of other fun topping choices that you could use in your yogurt as well. And I would love to hear if you guys have any other suggestions for good things to add into yogurt parfaits or things that might be a fun thing to mix in. So when I was in the grocery store the other day, I picked up these cheetah chomps. I loved the fact that it was a cool way to get kind of like that pink and purple reddish colored little cereal mix-ins that the kids could carry and eat plain, or we could mix them into the yogurt, either way. And I love the fact that they are colored with beet and carrot juices rather than artificial food coloring. I thought about using the pink cups that Dollar Tree has to put these in, but then I was thinking that the clear plastic ones would probably give like a more uniform look and showcase the foods and the colors better. And I kind of thought that these tapered ones here might be a little bit easier for little hands to carry. I tried some fun ways of wrapping up the flatware utensils, and I also added some little hearts on the table. Now for the yogurt parfaits, I tried to save a little bit of time, and rather than putting out like bowls of the yogurt to put your own in, I decided to just go ahead and layer the yogurt in here already. I did strawberry on the bottom, then a layer of granola, and then the banana yogurt on top. And then I left room on top of that so you could add in whatever fruit. So for my mix-ins here, I had strawberries, blueberries, bananas, blanched almond slices, raspberries, and hemp seeds, which if you're not familiar with hemp, it's kind of got like a mild nutty flavor similar to what pine nuts taste like, and it's considered somewhat of a superfood containing essential amino acid proteins, iron, vitamin E, and omegas. We also did a twist on avocado toast using a super-seeded multi-grain bread, which was gluten-free and so delicious, made by the Essential Baking Company. I've just got an egg, a slice of tomato, and a little avocado heart on here. This was so yummy. For something sweet, my mom made some chocolate mousse. And then I also tried making these little ladybugs that I saw on Pinterest. This was somehow a little bit harder than it looked. Basically, the ones that I had seen on Pinterest, the little antenna were not attached. They were actually just kind of like, when I looked closer, the chocolate was just drizzled on the plate to make the little antenna. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. I wanted the whole thing to be stuck together. So getting those little tiny lines of chocolate to actually all be part and not have the little antenna on the ladybugs break off was a little more complicated, but basically what you need to do is just make sure that you cut a very tiny hole in your plastic bag or your piping bag, whatever you'll be using to squeeze your melted chocolate. I was just thinking this would be like so cute, like love bugs with the Valentine's theme. So all you need to do is make a little V shape in the top of your strawberry when you cut out the stem, and then slice it in half lengthwise like this, so you have kind of like two heart-shaped halves. These would honestly be super cute, just like this, if you just wanted to put these on the plate as is and just have some little strawberry hearts. But I did want to try this little ladybug theme, so go ahead and take some melted chocolate and put it on the side of your blueberry here with where the stem side is facing down, and then you're just going to press the blueberry, the side with the chocolate, right into that V-shaped part you cut out on the strawberry, and that's going to be the head of your ladybug. And then you'll take your melted chocolate and go ahead and make a stripe down the back, which on the strawberry here, and then make little dots to be on the wings of the ladybug. So again, making those little dots and then making the little antenna coming off the little blueberry head is going to be so much easier if you have a tiny hole. I cut a hole that was a little bit too large in my piping bag, so the chocolate was really dripping out faster than I could control it. But anyway, they tasted delicious, the kids loved them, and they were adorable. I hope that you've enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know. Also, if you're new here, I hope you will subscribe and join my YouTube family, and don't forget to ring the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Again, I will leave the cards here at the end so you'll be able to check out any of those other brunch idea videos if you're interested in, and the links will be in the description box down below as well. As always, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Bye!